All right, that's them. Those are our picks for New Year's Eve. We can't wait.
Oh my! One more try and then I'm done with this.
Gotta come up with a new shtick next year, guys.
Hey there, welcome to Board Game Barrister, our local game shop in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm Andy, and I'm here with Gordon, Elizabeth, Ian, and Glenn, and it is almost New Year's Eve, so that's what we're talking about today. I know when I was growing up, we always played a game on New Year's, me and my brother and my parents, so today we're going to take a look at some games that we think would be really awesome for families. Let's get into it.
MonsDRAWsity is this really cool sort of improv drawing game where I've just seen a monster, and I have to be able to describe it to all of our artists so that they can sketch it for us. And it's a hilarious challenge where I think that I'm going to be able to describe the tails and arms and eyes and all the various features of the monster, and everyone's going to do their very best. It is going to have some hilarious results, and then we'll award points and vote on each other to see who we think drew the best version of the monster based on this card that I don't even get to look at. So it's absolutely hilarious.
So unlike some of the other drawing games in MonsDRAWsity, just being terrible at drawing doesn't really hinder you as much in this one, because all you're trying to do is get the key elements that the witness described to you, like giant horn on its head, fish gills, and a mermaid tail. And as long as you've got all those things drawn on your monster, it's going to be pretty close to the wonky thing that they saw, because they're basing all of their witnessing off of a memory of a card that they looked at for 20 seconds.
Well, you should debunk people because it obviously wasn't a monster. You saw a narwhal, apparently.
That I did. I was thinking of a narwhal. That is true.
All right, in Champions, you get to have a ridiculous tournament that's going to end at midnight. So what's going to happen in this game is we're all going to write down names. It could be fictional names like Captain Hook. It could be real people, people at the table, people you know in real life like your gym teacher. And then we are going to pit them in ridiculous contests against each other. Like, do we think Optimus Prime or your gym teacher steals fries from people's plates more often? And we're going to all vote on each one of these competitions as they come up. The majority winner is the one who actually wins that competition. Before this all starts, you're going to write down who you think's going to win it all, and you're going to try to guess the same as everybody throughout the entire competition so that your big winner in the end can be the one who actually wins it all.
I love the table talk and banter that comes out as we argue our the voting is done, the results are in, we know where the game is progressing, but we're gonna say, hang on, I gotta argue my points about the gym teacher really quick here just because I gotta get this off my chest. It's hilarious. It's so much
Have you
fun.
seen the gym teacher? Not a fried food in their body.
Okay.
Not one. All right, so when I put myself into young Gordon Brain, and I'm thinking about how old was I when I got to stay up late and make it till midnight, and I was going to play a game. I wanted to play something that I could play a bunch of times and maybe play for a couple of hours. And so I'm thinking for this year, Noobs in Space. You have just graduated from the Space Academy and you have no idea what you're doing, and you're going to get to play through a number of scenarios that are going to get increasingly more difficult. So you get to play the same game, but it's not the same game. And you could see in a New Year's Eve, can you make it through the entire set? Probably not, but you can get pretty far. Seems awesome to me. I would love to play this if I'm thinking, maybe as young as 10, but certainly junior high or high school. Would love it.
So the thing I really enjoyed about Noobs in Space was the different types of puzzles that are in it are all based around communicating with your team effectively. And each person can take on one of the puzzles that they're better at, whether it's a visual puzzle, a math puzzle, a word cipher, or what have you. So it allows you to kind of use the resources of your family or your group that's playing in a way that was really unique and cool for a cooperative game that I found really enjoyable.
But you played through all of it
Yep.
with your family, right?
Yeah, we played through the whole game in one night, and it was excellent. We initially started playing it to have, just a little bit of something to do before we played a bigger game, and it was so fun that we just kept going, and then we just wanted to go to the next mission until we played through the whole thing. It was great. My pick for the New Year's game this year is Green Team Wins. It's an excellent little party game based around kind of empathy and how you are able to relate to the other people at the table. What happens is you get a card for the round, and it's either a 50-50, a this or that, or a best of 3 multiple choice, or a fill in the blank. And your goal is to match as many of the people at the table with the answer that you can. The more people that you do, the more points you can score, and that allows you to get onto the green team, and the green team always wins. If you don't answer correctly, you go on the orange team, and you don't want to be on the orange team.
And my favorite part about this one is that a lot of the questions do skew toward like childhood. It'll be like favorite thing to do after school, or what are your favorite Saturday morning cartoons. But the entire time I was playing, you'd be like, this is kind of a question for kids. It was evoking my own childhood. Like I had no problem remembering those things about how I would answer and coming up with good answers for them, which I thought was so cool about it.
And what I love about Green Team Wins is that actually, in my experience, it's the orange team that wins.
Only because you're always on the orange team.
Time for those New Year's resolutions. Nothing is a New Year's resolution better than immediately starting off being deceptive and lying to your friends and family as you play this game. The Emperor is dead, and you represent different factions who are trying to basically become the new people in charge. And you're going to be recruiting different people and doing different things to move this tracker back and forth to figure out what faction is going to win in the end. Because based on what faction you are, it's going to determine where you want that tracker to be. I love the fact that you get two factions to choose from, so you have two different ways you can go. Sometimes they work well together, sometimes they'll be shooting in exact opposite directions, which is great because then you can confuse everyone in the game, which I love confusing people. And this one, it's just such a fun game, and the art on the cards is so good, and the fact that every single card is individually named, that alone makes you laugh as well. It's a serious-ish game with a lot of strategy, but it's also funny just reading all these different character names. This is a blast.
I think my favorite part about the faction leaders that you get is that they overlap with each other too. So because you have two factions that you're a part of, sometimes you can be kind of friends with some of the other people at the table, but you don't know exactly what their second faction is. So there's times where you're like thinking they're going to play off of you, but really they're doing the opposite, and then they take the win from under your nose.
All right, that's them. Those are our picks for New Year's Eve. They're all available in our online store, so you can check those out for yourself and see how they look. As always, if you hit that subscribe button, you get to hang out with us every single week when we post our new videos. Leave a comment, hit that like button, all that good stuff. That is it for this week, and we will see you in 2024. Happy New Year's! Good job, everybody.
It's not bad. It's not bad.